And can you also please confirm if my screen is visible? Okay. Okay, let's do a small recap. So we have just started discussing about Java patterns. So I have already mentioned that Java programming patterns, so they will just help us to enhance the coding skills, like logical skills, and also you can improve the looping concepts. Don't really use this in the real-time applications. This is just for the practicing purpose, just for the enhancement of Java for loops. So there are three types of patterns. One is star patterns, number pattern, and the character pattern. Yesterday I have just introduced the concept, right? So we will have to discuss a lot of patterns. A lot of patterns are there, right? We will solve at least 20 patterns. Right? The remaining patterns you should put some efforts because you need to build that intuition to solve the problems, pattern problems, right? So most of the Java pattern problems, right? You need to understand the difference between these two print statements. Right? Most of the Java patterns will work by utilizing these two print statements. One is println statement, second one is the print statement. There's a lot of difference between by utilizing these two statements in such a way that we can optimize the output. We can design the output to display the required pattern, to display the specific pattern. So println is used to, it is going to move the cursor to the next line. The print statement keeps the cursor in the same line. You may give instructions, you may don't give instructions in the println statement or the print statement. That is up to you, right? But you must understand the real difference between ln. So by utilizing these two statements, print statements, we are going to achieve the output. Right. So now today we are going to focus on, right? I will be writing a program. In that program, we will be focusing on the star pattern, number pattern, as well as the character pattern. I will be having a for loop, right? If I want to, for example, if I want to print the horizontal star pattern, I can achieve this very easy. It is very easy to achieve, but within the same for loop, I should write a code so that I can achieve star pattern. I can also achieve number pattern. I can also achieve the character pattern. Right. So in future, if you get any questions, right, you will be writing a program on top of star pattern. After that, we will try to make some modifications, or we will try to do some enhancements. You should not worry about this character pattern or number pattern. First, try to build the star pattern, right? Then you can think about displaying the output in the form of number pattern or the character pattern. Our goal has to be to build the star pattern. First, this has to be our code. Even though the question can be this, but our goal has to be this. First, we need to develop a program to display the star pattern. Then we can perform the modification. That things are going to be very easy. Shall we proceed? I hope the recap is making some sense. Please be interactive, everyone. Shall we proceed, everyone? Say yes, no. Okay, good, 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 good. Please keep the session interactive. These concepts are very easy if you understand. Okay. Okay. Now, right. So I will introduce a small concept. For example, if I want to save a character, so I can save the character in single quotations. I can use char a equal to, for example, char a equal to j. This is one way of saving a character. I can use the char data type. The other way of saving the character is I can use the integer data type itself to save the character. How is that possible? So if you ask me, I have already explained this in the concept of primitive data types. If you don't remember, you can visit those videos. And int b equal to, for example, if I want to save a value like p, right? Now, can you tell me if I want to, I'm just trying to display the output, okay? Can you guess the output? So I'm trying to print the variable A, print the variable B. Can you guess the output for this program? Very easy program, isn't it? Everyone? Sweta says typecasting. Yes, it needs to be typecasted, but can you guess the output? There will be two outputs displayed in the console, right? What is the first output and what is the second one? Two JP. Okay. People are saying JP. Good. Everyone has to answer. Raji, Jyoti, and Jyoti, yes, Chaitanya, everyone has to answer. This concept is very important. Darshini. Okay, let me run this program. There is a reason behind. It's a big reason. See, I'm getting J. First one is okay. Second one is 80, guys. So you people are saying P. It cannot be P because the character P is of character type. But integer, when you save this character to the integer data type, it means this integer data types will store the value in the form of numbers. It will not accept characters. So what it will do, this character will be converted to the ASCII value. We have discussed that already in the character data type. Go back to that video and revise it once again. During the typecasting, we have discussed about this already. So when you are trying to save a character to the integer data type, this P will be converted to the equivalent ASCII value. It will be converted to the equivalent ASCII value, right? So the equivalent ASCII value for the character P is what? The equivalent ASCII value for the character P is what? 90. I mean 80. As per the output, it is 80. You do not have to do, right? That's why 80 is getting displayed in the console, because this integer will store the value in the form of numerical value, numerical data. Even though we are assigning it a character, this character will be converted to ASCII value. Then this ASCII value will be stored in the integer data type. When you are trying to retrieve, the variable B, right, the ASCII value will be printed. Making sense, everyone? Right? Don't repeat this mistake. Everyone, is it clear? Yes, no? People who have mentioned JP, is it clear now? Raji, Chaitanya, right? So there is a reason behind discussing this. Okay, these things are really important. I am keeping the subject very slow for the better understanding. Right? So now, so my requirement is, even though, right, I am saving this character to the integer data type, but my requirement is, as an end user, I need to see the output in the form of character itself. If I want to achieve that, I cannot achieve that by using this, because this P will be converted to ASCII value. That ASCII value will be printed in the console when you try to execute this particular program. But I want this alphabet to be printed. I want this character to be printed. In this case, I will be typecasting it to character. I will be typecasting it to what? See here. If I do this, right, B will receive in the form of ASCII value 65, 80. That 80 will be converted to character. Now again P will be printed in the console. This casting is necessary. You can save the character data, integer data, but if you want to retrieve the data to the println statement in the form of character itself, then I need to do the typecasting. Making sense? If I run this, we'll get the output, guys. Java space test. JP. Making sense, everyone? Typecasting concept revise. Darshini wants me to explain it once again because she is facing the network issue. Okay, what about others? I will be explaining it for Darshini once again, no issues. What about the others, Veda, Raji? Is it clear for you now? Jyoti, Chaitanya, okay. Clear. Okay, okay, okay. So Darshini, what I was trying to say is, so we have already studied this in the typecasting concept when I was explaining about the Java primitive data types, right? So in the primitive data types, if you want to store a value to the particular data type, the value that you are representing should be matching with the data type. So this has no issues because J is the character and this is a value which is meant to be stored in the character data type. No issues. But P is the character. I am trying to store the P character to the integer data type. Integer data type is we represent integer data type to store the numbers, numerical values. But I am storing a character. It is also possible with the typecasting. If I do this, internally what happens? P will be converted to ASCII value, which is a number, and the ASCII value is 80 for P, right? So this 80 will be displayed in the console. If I try to print the variable P directly, we get 80, we don't get P because integer will store data in the form of numbers. That's why this P will first get converted to 80. This 80 will be stored or 80 will be assigned to the variable P and the 80 will be displayed in the console. But my requirement is I want to display the P itself. That is my requirement. I need to do the typecasting. What kind of typecasting I need to do? I need to do the character typecasting. That's why I am taking a typecast operator and I am using char. Right? If I run this, I will be getting the value that I am anticipating or that I am expecting. AP. If I don't do the typecast, right? Directly the ASCII value will be printed. Now in this case I am not performing any kind of typecasting, so the ASCII value will be printed. Making sense? Everyone? Darshini? Okay, so let us go back to the actual topic. Now my requirement is my question. So this is the question. Write a Java program to print the horizontal star pattern, number pattern, and horizontal line star pattern, number pattern, and what? And the character pattern. Okay. So let me keep these requirements simple. Output should be like this. This should be my output, right? So let us achieve this. Very simple. This is a very straightforward question. I don't think we need any explanation, right? I can simply use for loop for integer I equal to 0 is lesser than equal to 7. Any number you can take, it's up to you. For I equal to 0, I is lesser than or equal to 10, I plus plus. Okay, now are you people hearing any other noise apart from my voice? There is a consecration going on. Well, are you guys listening any other voice apart from my voice? Any music is okay, okay. Because there is a temple next to my house. So the festival is going on. Okay, okay. Thank you for confirming. So system dot out dot println. Okay. So just if I use star, this for loop will run for 10. I mean, let me start from 1. If I use star, the initial boundary is 1. Initial condition is 1. It will start from 1. Yes or no? And it will run till 10. Right? So this for loop will get executed for 10 times. Right? Each time it will print star, but I need to remove ln here. If I use ln, all the stars will be in the vertical fashion, right? But I want to achieve the horizontal line, horizontal fashion. So I will remove L here, ln here, right? If I run this, if I try to execute, compile and execute this, 1 minute. The star should be in double quotes. Sometimes I do mistakes. We do a lot of mistakes when we use notepad. See, we have achieved this, okay? But I want to achieve star as well as I want to achieve the number line horizontal pattern as well as the alphabetical horizontal pattern. How do I achieve this? Okay, so we have achieved star. We replace the star with I. Let us keep the number till 9. We replace the star with directly I am using I means this loop will get iterated, or we can say that this loop will run for 9 times, right? Each and every time. For the first time 1 will be printed, second time 2 will be printed, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Compilation is successful. Okay, we have achieved number line. Now next thing is we need to achieve what? We need to achieve the alphabetical order. How do we achieve that? That's the question. Okay. So now what I will do, integer I equal to 1 I have already mentioned, right? And I am also mentioning it here, like I equal to 1, C equal to, in single quotes I am mentioning it. I have already told you in the what I have already explained you in the Java for loops concept. When I was introducing Java for loops, I have already said that you can use 2 variables assigned to one data in the expression. Remember, right? So I have used a variable 1 to represent numerical pattern. I am using variable C to represent character pattern. For the time being, I am assigning a capital A to the variable C. This C is of integer type, right? Again, I is something incrementation is happening, conditional check is happening. I am not touching the conditional check. After I plus plus, I am placing a comma and I am also doing C plus plus, right? Small change I have done, right? My requirement is I want to print star pattern. I also want to print numerical pattern, right? And also I want to print what? Character pattern. Right? If I do this, I can achieve all the 3 only by adding C equal to A, C plus plus. By adding this particular variable, which is storing a character, a single character. And again, I am incrementing this C variable. Try to focus here. If I use I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this, the value will be same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 will be printed. But I want to print alphabets. If you want to print alphabets, so can I just place C here? What happens if I place C here? Think and tell me. What would be the output if I place C in the print statement? So C is assigned with the value A, capital A. I am just directly placing C. Try to observe one thing. This character A is assigned to the variable C, which is of integer data type. So this is what we have discussed in the beginning of this class. Do I get the character or do I get the ASCII values? Just try to answer. Hope you understand my question. Do the ASCII value will be printed or the character will be printed? My question is very clear. I have already given the answer to you. yes, ASCII values will be printed. Jyotian is saying correct. ASCII values will be printed, right? But I want to print the characters. What I can do? Just first let me run this so that we will trust that whether the ASCII values is really getting printed or not. The ASCII values are getting printed, but I want to print the character type, right? For that, I will do the typecasting. Character. If I do this typecasting, this ASCII values will be converted to the equivalent character value, right? If I run this, don't you think that I can achieve the output? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Making sense, everyone? We have achieved everything. Making sense? Right? So only one question, right? I have achieved with this for loop. If I want to achieve this two, is achieved. If I want to achieve this one, I have added another variable and I have assigned that the actual character. Right? If I use small a instead of capital A, if I use small a, all the small letters will be printed. Don't you think so? A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I. Right? The question can be like this. The question can be like this, but to understand this, first you must achieve printing this. If you achieve printing this, then printing this is going to be very easy for you. Yes or no? Making sense? Everyone? Very basics, course. Very, very basics. Not even a difficulty. Very, very basics. Right? So now see, if you see the output is little clumsy and little congested, right? So I want to keep the output, clear. To achieve that, I can add a space between. I'm adding a space. That's it. Plus, so this is representing a space. If you add character, the character will be printed. But instead of character, I just want a space between each and character. I just want a space. Okay. If I do this, the output would look like this. The output would be clearly observed. Making sense? Everyone are panicking very difficult. Any difficulties? Okay, first program is done. So I will improve the complexity now. I will increase the complexity. This is the first program. Let me save it here. First program. Now the second program is same program. I want to print in the horizontal fashion. This is I'm sorry. This is the horizontal fashion, but I want to do the same program when bring the output in the vertical fashion. What changes I can make here to achieve that? I need to make a change. What is that change? If you're not answering this, definitely I will get to know that you people are not practicing anything. You should add ln. Good. Yes, good. Right? The same question, you will be getting the same question, but this time the output should be in the vertical fashion. Just add ln here. Right? Saving the program. 1 minute. Put ln. So the question is vertical. Vertical line star pattern. Done. So ABCD. It is not like ABCD, EFGH, I, something like that. You can start with any alphabet. That's up to you. If I am starting with what? If I am starting with K, the output starts from K to K till 9 alphabets next to K. You can start from any number, but it will be it's just an initialization. Okay. This is second program. Problem 2. Okay, my problem 3 is I want to print L, guys. output should be can you help me out to achieve this? Anyone, everyone? How can I achieve this? If you don't know, you can just tell me don't know, right? If you what is this? If you have any answers, you can post your answers in the chat box. Star plus space. What about others? Make it quick, make it quick. If you don't know, just type don't know. We'll proceed with that. But don't stay ideal, okay? Try to answer something. If you don't know, just be bold enough to say you don't know. I want answers from everyone. Raji, Sweta, Jyoti, and Darshini, Chaitanya. Okay, no idea. What about that? Everyone? Everyone should answer. Don't be silent. Make some noise. Okay. Okay. So see, Chaitanya has given me an answer, but I don't think we can achieve that by this, right? So let's just divide this into. We can divide this, right? See, we can assign this horizontal line. We can assign this. Okay. First for loop. We will take two for loop. Very simple, guys. For loop one. Okay, this for loop one. We will use this for loop one to achieve this. We will use another for loop to achieve this. Don't you think so? Right? So the first for loop, if I do the first for loop, I want to achieve the horizontal one, right? So with this, I can achieve. I have already achieved horizontal one. If you see the answer, horizontal line is already achieved. But I want to achieve what? I want to achieve the vertical one, right? Let us copy the same for loop, right? Instead of ln, I can use. I can remove ln. Instead of I can use j. Instead of c, I can use d. Instead of I can use j. Instead of I plus plus, j plus plus, c plus plus can be replaced with d plus plus. This c be replaced with. I am dividing. First print this one with for loop one, then print this with for loop two. So that we can achieve this problem, right? Yes, no? Everyone? Are you going to achieve this? I need to remove this. Making sense? So these are alphabets, right? But I want to represent the same thing with stars, right? I can do this now. Got it? Everyone? Hello? Yes, no? Are you getting it? Chaitanya, Darshini, Sweta, who are they? Jyoti and Jyoti, yes. Making sense? Same thing. They have used sort of two for loops. First for loop is going to achieve the vertical line, vertical star pattern. The second for loop will achieve the horizontal star pattern. As simple as that, right? Write a Java program to print vector L I P star pattern, number pattern, and the character pattern. So this is the third program. Okay, now the fourth program is I want to achieve the inverted L. It means it is very easy. I don't think we need much explanation on this. I am focusing here because by this understanding we can solve a lot of complicated patterns. That's why I am focusing here. But you should be able to answering this. Okay, so I need to achieve this. Inverted L. What exactly inverted L? And can anyone tell me? Quick, quick. Hello. I want to achieve this. How is that possible? Very easy, guys. The same question, but in a different way. I'm asking you in a different way, right? You do not want to write the course. You can simply tell me, should I just shift the for loop? Should I just replace the for loops? Just previous program loops. Yes, correct, correct. Two for loop, one is for horizon. Yes, correct. Raji is making very much clear. Yes, correct. Good, good, good. Same problem. I will just remove this for loop. I mean, I will cut this for loop. I will paste this for loop next to the previous for loop, next to the last for loop, right? You got it, right? Making sense? So, okay, this till these things it is very easy, but now the real question is coming now. Program for, okay, but you can achieve not only the star patterns. Okay, you can also achieve the number pattern also. Instead of star, you will be replacing with number. Instead of number, you will be replacing with the character variable name, and you have to do the typecasting. Right? We are achieving all the patterns with one program. Only a small changes needs to be done. Algorithm wise, it is same, but you need to replace the star pattern with the variable names where the relevant number pattern or the character pattern will be displayed. Right? Now, next question is I want to print a square pattern. I hope you know this. So can anyone help me with that logic? Square pattern logic. You have seen this yesterday. Okay, let me write this to save some time. Square pattern is very easy. We will be using nested for loop. Square to print square pattern, we should be using nested for loops. Nested for loop is nothing but a for loop inside a for loop, a for loop within a for loop. But these are not the nested for loop. These are the for loops. One for loop, I mean sequential for loops. These are not the nested for loops. Right? You can, these examples by if anyone is asking you to print L or whatever it is, L or inverted L, this is not L. Right? We will use sequential for loops. But to print the square pattern, I should use the nested for loops. Let me add another for loop for int I equal to I is lesser than C equal to A, I is lesser than or equal to 9. What is it? I plus plus, right? I plus plus and C plus plus. Okay. So this is the outer for loop, guys. This is the inner for loop, and this is the outer for loop. So this is the inner for loop. So inner and the outer for loop. Okay. So inner for loop usually it will take care of printing what? It will do the actual printing. Inner for loop will take care of actual printing. On the same line, the job of the outer for loop is to move the cursor to the next line. Write it here. The actual job of the outer for to move the cursor to the next line. Yes or no? The actual job, the real job is being done by the inner for loop, right? For the first iteration, now stars will be printed. This many stars will be printed when I equal to 1. When I equal to 2, right? Before I is becoming 2, the outer for loop is trying to move the cursor to the next line. Right? And again, the inner for loop is going to start its iteration, right? Again, all the stars will be printed. Right? Once the inner for loop gets broken, the control will come to the outer for loop. The job of the outer for loop is to move the cursor to the next line. For that, I should add a statement like system dot out dot print ln. Yes or no? This statement is necessary. This statement is made for outer for loop, which will move the cursor to the next line. The job of the inner for loop is to print this. No, it will do this printing, but the cursor will be staying in the same line itself. Once the for this inner for loop is getting broken, the control will be coming out of the inner for loop, right? The outer for loop is actually moving the cursor to the next line. Making sense? Let me run this. We have discussed these things yesterday itself. Yesterday Darshini was not there, so I am just doing a small recap. See? Making sense? So this is star pattern. I want to achieve number pattern, right? In order to achieve number pattern, instead of star, now you observe one thing. So star is printing, if I use star, we get output in the form of star pattern. But if I want to use number, I can use numbers in two ways, guys. If I use I here, I'm using I here. The output is going to be different for I. So see, look at the order of the output for I. See, the order is like 1 1 2 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4 5 5 5 6 6 6 7 7 7. Right? But if I use J, see, don't you think there is a huge difference between I and if I use I, we are able to see the actual iteration. All the values of I for each and every iteration is getting printed. This first iteration of I and I is, the inner for loop is getting iterated for 9 times. Second iteration of I, inner for loop is getting printed for 9 times. Third iteration, like that. Now you see, the numbers are same. Here the numbers are in the form of increasing order. Are you able to see the difference if I use I? So the question can be like this, okay? They will ask you to print like this, right? To achieve this, first you achieve this. First you achieve printing this, right? Just make the changes. Instead of star, use J. Right? If they are asking you to achieve this, instead of star, use I. Making sense? Everyone? Yes, no, same example. Yesterday we have discussed about the star pattern, but yesterday I did not explain you much about the character pattern, right? Same example I have taken, but we are trying to analyze each and every pattern as simple as that. Right? Now my goal should be like I should print what I should print the character. To print the character, I should take I have two character variables here. One is CIF, second one is DIF, right? If I use C, using C itself will not give me the answer, because when I use C, it is going to print the ASCII values. I need to do the typecasting, right? Now see the output. See, A, B, 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 C, 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 D, 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 right? But when I use D, because D is another variable, D is a variable that is present in the inner for loop, right? Instead of C, I am using D here. See the difference, right? So don't ever get confused. Okay, they just give you, they show you the output. They will ask you to design the program for this respective output, but you should design the program on top of star pattern firstly. After designing the program on top of star pattern, okay, then you can bring this output. This is going to be very easy. You should not think about this this order. Okay, if you think about this order, you will get lot of confusion. That imagination will not the imagination is going to be very difficult. First you achieve this, then achieving this is achieving the remaining things are very easy. Yes or no? Making sense, everyone? Type something in the chat box. I will ensure that you people are getting good at Java patterns. Trust me, but I want efforts from your side also. Okay? Do not come to class without practicing. Okay, if you are not practicing it enough, you will not get these things very easily. Okay. So now my requirement is, so let me copy and paste all this. Send you the notes. Copy. This is. So you can achieve all these patterns with only one program. So with this square pattern. Okay. So now my requirement is, now listen guys. Now my ultimate requirement is, I want to achieve Halo square pattern. I want to achieve what? What does it mean really? So this is the Halo square pattern. I hope my question is clear. This is the Halo square pattern. Right? My question is clear? Everyone? I want to achieve this kind of pattern. This is a little. Anna, can you explain that once for loop initialization line once again? What Shweta is asking. Okay, Shweta, you will get this. You will get this with this program. No issues. You are going to get this with this following program. Okay. So I want to achieve this, guys. I want to achieve this pattern. Okay. How do we achieve this? Okay, we can achieve this with the same example. I can use the same existing example, but I need to do some changes. I need to do a small change. Okay, so before even proceeding with this, so this is what we call it as Halo square. Okay, before achieving this, first I want to achieve the Halo square pattern with the star pattern, right? So instead of character, I can use, I will be using what? Focus here, guys. We know that if I run this, we get this output, but I want to remove this. I want to remove the stars in the center. Got my question, right? That I am explaining for you only. This is this problem, the problem that we are going to solve now. I will give some insights to you. Okay. Any idea? You want me to solve or you are capable to solve this? Everyone. Answer yes or no, whatever it is. You should be bold enough to say yes or say no. Don't stay silent because I'm waiting for your answers. Yeah, Chaitanya says no. Okay, now we will understand this. Okay. Yes, good. Whatever it is, we should answer. Okay. Yeah. Now this is making more sense, isn't it? Okay, let me go back to the paint screen. To understand this, okay, I'm going to bring in a small table. So where the table is. This is not a diagram, just think it as a console, okay? Think it as a console. So what I want to achieve, let me bring this program. Please pay some attention here, very important. So this algorithm, the way I am approaching the problem, just to try to understand it, okay? This is the logic for square pattern, not for the algorithm, this is for the square pattern. This is the logic for what? Okay, let me move this here. Let me move this here. Okay. This is the logic, typical logic for the square pattern, right? So now if you focus one thing, okay, so this line, okay, when I equal to 1, this j has to run for 9 times, right? When I is 1, j has to run for 9 times. Right? What j is really doing is printing star, right? So for the first iteration, this is for j. So j equal to 1, a star is printed, right? The cursor will not move to the next line because we are using print statement. So for 9 times, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. So let us keep it as 5. Let me remove this as, for the easy understanding. Okay. So instead of 9, we will take it as 5 1. Instead of 9, we will take this as 5 1. Okay. So for I equal to 1, j will has to run for 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For each and every iteration of the inner for loop, star will be printed. Done. 5 stars done. Okay. Now this I statement will be broken. I mean the inner for loop will be broken because the condition becomes false. Right? The control will come here. This says it is moving the cursor to the next line. The cursor was here. The cursor will be moved here now. So no. And again it will start from I. This time I will become 2, right? Previously it was 1. Now I will become 2. I equal to 2. Again for I equal to 2, j should run for 5 times, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? What? Okay. I should print for the first time, but I should skip for 2, 3, 4. I should skip for 2, 3, 4. It means for second iteration, third iteration, fourth iteration, I should not print anything. I should keep this plan. That is my requirement. I should keep this plan. Again for the fifth iteration, I should print. Again for the fifth iteration, I should print. Right? How can I skip 2, 3, 4? That is the question. I should write a line in between inside a for loop in such a way that I should skip the second iteration, third iteration, fourth iteration, but I should not skip the first iteration and the five iteration, fifth iteration. Right? So likewise, if I consider this as an example, okay, 3, 4, 5, right? For I equal to 2, for I equal to 3, for I equal to 4, I should skip what? I should skip j equal to 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. I should skip this part. Right? For this, I will be introducing a if statement. Okay. After introducing that if statement, I will again explain you will get much clarity. Okay. for now. So this is inner for loop. I need to skip. I need to print this star. I need to print this star in the first line completely. But when the loops comes to the second line, okay, I need to skip these places. I need to skip these places. I can achieve this by simply using an if statement, if condition. What I am saying is, say the problem, if I can say if I equal to 0, for I equal to 0 or j, so we have taken I equal to 1, I equal to 1, j double equal to 1, I mean or I double equal to 9, okay, double equal to 9. So this condition, guys, this if condition states, okay, look at this condition, it is very simple. This condition says just print star only when I equal to 1 or j equal to 1 or I double equal to 9 or j double equal to 9. What does it really means? The star will be printed, all the stars will be printed only with these cases, right? Only with these cases stars will be printed. For the remaining cases, we are trying to add a space. If this case is satisfied, print star, and I am using else. In the statement I am using else. Else for the remaining cases, I need to print a space. Let us run this and see if we are really getting the output or if we are getting any kind of. Okay, so we are getting this line here. We are supposed to get this line here. So where we are making any mistakes? J equal to 9, I equal to 9. It's fine. I equal to 1, j equal to 1. I equal to 9. This is also 9. This is also 9. J equal to 9. Okay, we are printing star for this. Okay. I will explain you. So we got the output. We got the ALA output. Okay. I will explain you this. Focus. If you are trying to, I mean, if the Teams is knocking you out, try to rejoin. Everyone rejoin. Okay. Don't assume that the classes are over. Okay, we will be continuing this class for 10 more minutes. Okay. So this is the paint screen. Focus here. Okay, this is the code. Let me bring that table here. Okay. Shall we go? Shall we proceed, everyone? Are you all with me? Say something in the chat box. This question is very, very important. This logic is very, very important. Okay. All your questions will be answered. Okay. Try to focus here. I'm putting a lot of effort. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. So usually the control will start from here. Right? I equal to 1. I double equal to 1. Right? Okay, let me keep this very simple. Instead of 9, we will take this as 5. Instead of 9, let me take this till 5, because solving will become very easy for us. You people can follow. That's why. Okay, let me run this. Okay, a small square. I will take this program. Let me remove this. You should be solving all the programs. Ensure that you people are achieving. Okay, the program looks good now. Okay, so I is initialized the value of I. The value 1 is assigned to I. Okay, outer loop I equal to 1. When I equal to 1 in the outer loop, okay, there is inner for loop. Okay, this inner for loop is beginning from 1 and ending, running till 5. So inner J loop will run for 5 times. When I equal to 1, J will run for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Okay? First time what it says, when already I equal to 1, right? Value of I equal to 1 and value of J is also 1. Okay, these two conditions are getting satisfied. If these two conditions are getting satisfied, it will get access to the if block. Right? In the if block, only one statement is there, star will be printed. Right? So this iteration is done. Now the control will go to J equal to 2. Right? When J equal to 2, and again I is already 1, but J equal to 2. I is already 1, but J is pointing to 2. J is pointing to 2, I is already 1. Right? So again this is getting satisfied. I double equal to 1 is getting satisfied. So this will be printed. Even for J equal to 3, I is still 1. I is still 1 even for J equal to 3. So again this is getting satisfied. If at least one condition is getting satisfied, star will be printed. If no condition is getting satisfied, then space will be printed. Try to understand that. Okay, my screen is visible, right? Sorry for knocking you out. It's not me, the teams. Okay. My screen is visible and my voice is clear, I hope. Shall we proceed, everyone? Can anyone type if my screen and voice is clear? Okay. Okay. For I equal to 1, right? For every J, for each and every iteration with J equal to 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5. Right? So this I equal to 1, this part is getting satisfied, right? This part is getting satisfied. It means for every I equal to 1, all the stars will be printed. Right? Now I becomes 2. When I becomes 2, again the J loop should start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I is becoming 2, right? This part will not get satisfied for I. Right? But J equal to 1. J equal to 1 means this part is getting satisfied. So 1 star will be printed. Right? So when I equal to 2, j equal to 2, this if block will never get satisfied. For I equal to 2, for j equal to 2, the if block will never get satisfied, or the value is false. So this else block will get executed. So else block is printing a space. So a space will be printed in the console. The space will be occupied in the console. The space will be created in the console. Right? And again, for I equal to 2, j equal to 3, this if block will not get satisfied. Again, else block will get satisfied. Okay? Space will be created. Right? And again, for I equal to 2, j equal to 4, right? This if block will not get satisfied, else block will get satisfied. Else block is trying to print a space, that's it. Right? Now see, now for the last iteration is j equal to 2, j equal to 5. So j equal to 5 is satisfying here. One condition is satisfying here. So star will be printed. Making sense? So after this inner for loop execution, the control will come to the outer for loop block. Here it is creating a new line. I mean, the cursor is moving to the next line. So the cursor will be here now. Right? Now again, I equal to 3. J will has to start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? For I equal to 3, this if block will not satisfy. But for j equal to 1, this if block is getting satisfied. So one star will be printed. Right? And again, for I equal to 3, j equal to 2, for I equal to 3, j equal to 3, for I equal to 3, j equal to 4, this if block will not get satisfied. So for all these 3 iterations, 3 spaces will be printed. 1, 2, 3. The last iteration is I equal to 3, j equal to 5. So j equal to 5 means this if block will get satisfied. So our star will be printed. Right? So I equal to 3 done, and then we have to find I equal to 4. Okay, let me move this here. I equal to 4. Again for 4, j should start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 1. 1 is satisfying the if block. So star will be printed. Right? 4 to no satisfied, not satisfied, 4, 3, 4. So 3 spaces will be created. Right? And again for I equal to 4 and j equal to 5. Okay? This is getting satisfied. So star will be printed. Right? So inner for loop is over. Now the control will come to outer for loop. In the outer for loop, there is a println statement. It is going to, the cursor will be moved to the next line. Right? The last iteration, I equal to 5, j equal to 1, j equal to 2, j equal to 3, j equal to 4, and j equal to 5. Since I equal to 5, one condition will get satisfied for all the j's. 5-1 satisfied, 5-2 satisfied, 5-3, 5-4, 5-5. Because this I is satisfying the if block. So in the last line, all the stars will be printed. Don't you think we have achieved this? If you don't understand this, just repeat this video, take a pen and paper, try to sort it out, you will understand. Right? So if I make a small change, for example, if I want to represent the output with in an observable way, I will add one space here and I will add another space here. Right. If I want to use the numerical pattern, right? What I can do, instead of star, I can, I should use what? Either I can use I. If I use I, the output will be in the form of numerical pattern. If you achieve new number, if you want to achieve the other number pattern, instead of I will use J. Both are different, both are not same. You want to achieve the character pattern, instead of I will use A, and this A needs to get typecast, right? One minute. Sorry, it should be D, not A. Let's do this. Right, instead of D, I can also use. Got it? All square pattern we have achieved with stars, we have achieved with numbers, and we have achieved with characters. Two different set of numbers and two different set of characters. If you want to get this, if you want to get much clarity about this, you should be solving this from your end. You should be solving this from your end. Hollow square pattern. So there are many square patterns. This is hollow, and we need to solve the triangular square pattern. We need to solve the diamond square pattern, right? And we need to solve the sandbox square pattern. So many square patterns are there. So many patterns are. These are not square patterns. So many patterns are there, right? And butterfly pattern and snake pattern, right? So I will be solving all this, and after this I will give you some patterns. So you need to solve that from your end. You need to put some efforts from your end, right? Or else it will not make any sense if I keep solving all these patterns. You will not develop the understanding, right? So I will conclude this here today.